What's up, guys?
Hi.
We are back with another reaction. What are we doing today?
So today we're gonna do a song off Drake's new album for all the dogs. It's First Person Shooter featuring J. Cole.
Okay, so I figured we were gonna do Drake. I haven't heard this song, but I did hear about it a little
Yeah, I've
back.
seen a lot.
I was listening to a radio show and there was background information that apparently J. Cole's verse had to be recorded within the last week because he's making a reference to beef that just happened with NBA YoungBoy, and that came out like only a week ago. So it's very interesting that this album verse was like just recorded.
Yeah, I heard about the beef with NBA YoungBoy, and then I heard that it's not really beef.
I don't even know the backstory. Apparently, there was supposed to be a feature that didn't happen. That's all I know. I don't know. I didn't even hear the song that NBA was dissing
Yeah.
Cole on. So yeah,
No, I don't know.
but that's all I know about this song. We're recording this what, Saturday? This just came out yesterday. The album.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like aside, I haven't listened to the song either, aside from like what I've heard about it and like what people are saying was about that beef. And then I don't really remember what else I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am pregnant. I have very bad pregnancy brain. So half of what is said to me is literally in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
But this video is sponsored by Carnivore Snacks. Carnivore Snacks is one of my favorite meat snacks and one of my favorite snacks in general. These are the bison sliders, which are absolutely amazing. And if you haven't tried them, you really should. They're one of their new products. It's only 2 ingredients, 100% grass-fed bison and Redmond real salt in the shape of sliders, which are essentially potato chips. See? You can see some of that fat on there, the salt. They're like perfectly salted, not too much, not too little, and they're absolutely delicious. And all of their flavors are amazing. You can't go wrong, but I definitely recommend all the sliders. The lamb sliders are my personal favorite. And if you are interested, you can use our coupon code WithSmith for 15% off your first order, and the link is in the description below. We are also sponsored by SeatGeek, which is a great website to get tickets from, whether it be tickets for concerts, sporting events, or comedians, like literally anything you can think of. You can find a ticket for it there. And you can use our coupon code WithSmith for $20 off your first purchase, and the link is in the description below. And follow us on social media channels. That's our handle right there, if you want. And that's it.
Nice. Right, so I just pulled up the lyrics on my phone. Hopefully they're right. Is this? Yeah, this is a lyric.
Oh. Sorry.
This is a lyric video too. So I don't know if either of these are going
We
to
should
be right.
probably pull the lyrics up because it was just released yesterday. You never know how accurate those lyrics are. And if we haven't listened to it before, we won't know if what we're reading in the video is even the lyrics or not.
Yeah. Also, I'm trying to, because we don't know the song, I'm trying to figure out if we could visually see where it's going to be a good place to pause.
Is it the first words are pew pew?
Oh, that reminds me. This is called first person shooter. Do you know what that is?
Like a game, like a video game,
But specifically, do you know what a first person shooter is?
like Call of Duty.
Yeah, so there's technically two types. There's first person shooter and there's third person shooters, right?
So it's when you are like the gun is in your
Hand.
yeah,
And
and you're looking through the scope.
third person, so yeah, when you're in the screen is from the perspective of the character that's doing the shooting. Third person is when you could actually see your character on the screen. Do you know what I mean?
That's
Doing
kind of
everything.
boring.
So that's third person. This is first person.
Okay.
S-
So let's check it out.
First person shooter mode, we turning your son to a funeral. To them niggas that say they don't office, you better be talking about working in cubicles. Yeah, them boys had a lot, but I knew the code. A lot of niggas debating my numero. Not the 3, not the 2, I'm the UNO. Yeah. Numero UNO, me and Drizzy, this shit like the Super Bowl. Man, this shit done it big as the... Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the what?
Big as the Super Bowl, but the difference is it's just two guys playing shit that they did in the studio. Niggas usually send their verses back to me and they be terrible, just like a 2-year-old. I love a dinner with some fine women when they start debating about who the GOAT. I'm like, go ahead, say it then. Who the GOAT? Who the GOAT? Who the GOAT? Who the GOAT? Who you bitches really rooting for? Like a kid that had bad from January to November, nigga, it's just you and Cole. Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl.
Niggas so thirsty to put me in beef. Dissecting my words and start looking too deep. I look at the tweets and start sucking my teeth. I'm letting it rock cause I love the mystique. I still wanna give me a song where I be. Can't trust everything that you saw on IG. Just know if I diss you, I make sure you know that I hit you like I'm on your call ID. I'm naming the album to fall off. It's pretty ironic cause it ain't no fall off for me. Still in this bitch getting bigger. They waiting on the kid to come drop like a father to be. Love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started a league. But right now I feel like Muhammad Ali.
Okay, so let's just go through what we've got so far.
Okay.
So the first verse was J. Cole, and he starts with, I think I'm just gonna
I'll
go
control
through
this
it.
if you want.
Okay, because I'm horrific at that.
137 we're at.
I'm gonna read from Genius though, because I don't know if this is accurate or not, and Genius is pretty reliable.
Yes.
So pew pew pew, because we're shooting guns.
Yes.
First person shooter mode, we turn in your song to a funeral. To them guys that say they won off us, you better be talking about working cubicles.
That is so good.
Wait, give me a minute. That they want. Because them dudes that say they want off us, you better be talking about. Oh, office.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. I was like, what? I'm like reading one. I'm like, what? I'm like, so
Yeah.
like want?
Yeah,
Like want to
want.
off us?
Yeah.
Like wanna off. Okay.
So
Okay.
since this is on the screen, why don't we just break down this part?
Yeah, sure. So first person shooter mode, turning your song to a funeral. So they're destroying the song. Well, they're making such they have such good verses in this song that your song is just dead. Like no one cares about it anymore.
Interesting.
Right?
I was thinking he was talking about being a feature on the song and killing the person whose song it is.
Okay.
But maybe you're right.
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's just the way I interpreted it.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
And then to the guys that want to off us, you better be talking about working cubicles.
Cubicles.
Cubicles. See, this is why I pulled up Genius. What's a cubicle?
Yeah.
Okay. So they want to off us, but like office, off
Yes.
us, office. And like in an office, there's cubicles. Like if you work in an office, you most likely have a cubicle
Yeah.
or like a private office, but like whatever.
Yeah. So you better not be saying you want to kill us.
Yeah, and that's a really good line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on. Yeah, them boys had it locked, but I knew the code. A lot of dudes debating my numeral. Not the 3, not the 2. I'm the UNO. So, who are the boys?
So I think he's talking about people like whoever was at the top of the rap game, right?
Like
they had it
when,
unlocked,
okay.
but he knew the code, so he was able to unlock it and get to the top. At least that's how I interpret the line.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Debating his numeral. What does that mean?
So his number, what number is he in hip hop? Is he number 3, number 2, or number 1?
Okay. And then he's like, no, I'm not third, I'm not second, I'm the first.
Yes. Uno.
And he goes, yeah, numero uno,
Mm-hmm.
which is just a cool way to say that.
Yes.
And then me and Drizzy, this shit like the Super Bowl, man, this shit damn near big as the, and then it goes into Drake. So he's saying that him and Drake on a song together is as big as the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like this is crazy. And with how many people are talking about this song, and after it was just dropped yesterday, it's clearly very big.
Everybody wants to watch them.
And then Drake comes in. He goes, big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the what? Big. Sorry. Big as the Super Bowl. But the difference is it's just two guys playing shit that they did in the studio. So he's like, yeah, it's as big as a Super Bowl, but like it's not like we're out there like training and like, you know, doing all this stuff. Like we made it as big as a Super Bowl, but it was just us two sitting in the studio together.
And the line playing shit, like So you play football in the Super Bowl, they're just playing music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
In
I
the
feel like it's
studio.
also like referencing like the scheme of things. Like the Super Bowl is so much going
Big.
on, and
Yeah.
then it's just them together making a song that
Yeah.
just is as big as
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
For sure.
Um, Dudes usually send they verse back to me, and they be wait,
Yeah.
send the verse back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think they just send it to him, and he's like, "This is
Well, he
horrible."
has to give them the beat, so then they send it back,
Got
like the
it. Got it.
verse.
Got it.
Yeah.
Dudes usually send the verse back to me, and they be terrible, just like a 2-year-old. So that's a good line because if you guys don't know, the 1 year two, it's referred to as the terrible twos.
Yeah.
So like when you're 2 years old, it's terrible because you're usually a nightmare to your parents. And then also their verse is just trash and not good, as if a 2-year-old wrote
Yeah. That's awesome.
it. I love a dinner with some fine women when they start debating about who the goat. I'm like, go on it. I'm like, go on ahead, say it then. Who the goat? Who the goat? Who the goat? Who the goat? So again, like he just likes being out with women, and when they start talking about who's the greatest rapper of all time, he's like, I mean, come on, who is it?
Yeah.
You know, it's me,
Mm-hmm.
basically. What we're getting at. And he's like, who you bitches really rooting for? Like a kid that acts bad from January to November. Dude, it's just you and Cole.
That's so good.
So wait, let me see if I'm getting this right. So they're like, who are you really rooting for? He's meaning like me or J. Cole, right?
Yes.
And then like a kid that acts bad from January to November. So not the
Okay. So who you really
so no December.
so the who you rooting for, right? It's like who's the goat, who's the who, right? It's you and J. Cole are the goat, right? But he says when you and Cole, when you're bad on Christmas, you get Cole.
I was thinking something about colds, and then I was like, wait, he left out December. That's a pretty cold month. So what am
So
I missing?
yeah, if you're bad, or Santa has his list of good kids and
Yes.
bad kids, and if you're acted bad from January to
You get
November, you're
coal.
gonna get Cole. So it's just you
Charcoal.
and Cole. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Is
very.
it charcoal? Is that
I think,
coal?
or no, just wait. Is I think it's just
I'm not
now. I'm like,
familiar
is
with
coal
coal.
different than charcoal? It's got to be.
And he goes, big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl. And then that's where we
No, we actually paused in
know.
the middle of J. Cole's second verse.
That's great. Okay. So, dude's so thirsty to put me in beef, dissecting my words and start looking too deep. I look at the tweets and start sucking my teeth. I'm letting it rock because I love the mystique. So, he's referring to people who are looking at what's going on, like correspondence with him, correspondence with NBA Youngboy, and just making assumptions out of what they see. I'm not really sure what had been said previously or what like tweets
Is there
he's
an
referring
annotation?
to.
Can you click it? Is there anything there? So he's also talking about reactors here, like
All right.
what we're doing right now, dissecting my words and start looking too deep.
So, given that Drake mentions that this song was a fourth quarter edition, these lines may be addressing the conversation that arose from J. Cole's verse on Lil Yachty's song, The Secret Recipe. When the song drops, there was debate over whether the following lines were addressed at NBA Youngboy. I read about this earlier. Dudes making threats and I laugh. That's because you ain't a threat. Don't ask how I feel about no rappers. Shit, they okay, I guess. Incoming call, press the button, the one that say accept. He FaceTimed to ask for a feature and saw the face of death. I'm on your song, your stream's going up, not quite the Drake effect. But don't complain, bitch. Take what you get and cut the label check. Using these lines to clarify his stance, he later mentions in his verse, I still want to get me a song with YB. This indicates that he has no ill feelings towards the Baton Rouge rapper, and all speculation on J. Cole's stance are unfounded.
Okay, so people thought. So I was confused. So,
People thought it was like serious beef, but like it's not beef.
but
He was just saying that.
no, no. So that part I get. I was under the impression that NBA YoungBoy had dissed J. Cole. Is that not true? Do you know what I mean? Because like that's why people are saying it's beef. I think, right? Mhm. Yes.
In May of 2023, NBA YoungBoy released his track Fuck the Industry Part 2, which featured him dissing J. Cole for YoungBoy himself not attending a planned studio session.
That's weird.
Jay,
So he didn't show up, and then he disses J. Cole, even though he's the one that didn't. Even though NBA YoungBoy didn't show up, and then he's dissing J. Cole.
let's see what the line says. So he says, J.A.Ho, that dude played it cold like he was gonna do a feature. So I texted his line, a muscle sign. I swear it's gonna be nice to meet you. Pussy dudes trying to close the door. Bitch, you ain't heard. Back from Baton Rouge to that Nolia. We cutthroat and we hate hoes. Cole and YoungBoy's beef first started in March of 2021 when Cole waited over 8 hours for a planned studio session with YoungBoy and then later collaborated with YoungBoy's biggest opposition, Lil Durk, releasing the collaborative All My Life. However, YoungBoy didn't consent to this, resulting in him disrespecting Cole in a December 2021 interview. I was with DJ Academics. I was going through something, so what the fuck? I'ma go in this man's studio session for a meetup with him, knowing that I ain't in a mood to talk or just to be in the mode to fuck around. What the fuck? I'ma go around this man if I know I ain't in a mood to talk to nobody or sit there or just even be around somebody.
Did
So
he
it
not?
sounds like,
He blew him off.
yeah, it sounds like they just haven't really been seeing eye to eye. And then, NBA YoungBoy dissed him. So then, like, J. Cole just said whatever he said, not necessarily a diss, but like also not necessarily like a friendly
Mm-hmm.
verse, but then sort of clarifying it in this song, like
It's not that
it's not a,
serious.
yeah, you're making mountains out of molehills effectively.
Yeah. Okay. So, where were we? Dissecting my words and start looking too deep, which effectively
Yeah,
what we're
I mean,
doing.
that's basically what we just touched on. He's saying like he's seeing everyone commenting on this beef that he doesn't qualify as, that he doesn't classify as beef, and he's just letting people do what they want because he loves the fact that people are just being ridiculous.
Yeah, look at the tweets and start sucking my teeth. So it's funny. He's like sucking. He's watching it all happen. He knows
He's
it's
not going to do
bullshit,
anything about
but I'm letting it
it.
rock because I love the mystique. He likes people talking about it and guessing.
Yeah, and I think he also finds it funny.
Yeah.
He still wants to be on a song with Young Boy, and don't trust anything that you see on Instagram.
Yes.
Okay. Just know if I diss you, I'd make sure you know that I hit you like I'm on your caller ID.
Mhm.
I'm naming the album The Fall Off. It's pretty ironic because it ain't no fall off for me. So he's saying, know that if I diss you, he'd make sure you know that it hurt, right?
Well, first off, you're gonna know that he did it,
Yeah.
right? You're gonna see his name, so it's a double meaning. You're gonna know that I hit you, meaning like you're gonna know that I called you by looking at your caller ID, right? But you're also gonna know that I dissed you by looking at your caller ID, and you're gonna see it was me. So there's not gonna be any speculation. It's gonna be
Yeah, it's
very
not going to be like
obvious.
murky. It's going to be clear. Like, oh, he just dissed me.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then the fall of his first album was I believe the Come Up was the name of his J. Cole's first album.
Okay.
So the fall off is interesting. The come up to the fall off. I wonder if it's gonna be
Yeah. And it is ironic because he's like, I'm not falling off, but that's just the name of the album.
yeah.
Okay. Still in this bitch getting bigger. They waiting on the kids to come drop like a father to be. Love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K Dot? Is it Aubrey or me? So he's still getting bigger, still getting more popular. They're waiting on him to drop because he hadn't had a song in a while, right?
Yes. But the other did you get the pregnancy scheme?
Like when the baby
This
drops.
is still in this bitch getting bigger.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I'm pregnant right now,
And
so
then
it's funny
they waiting on the kid
to
to
drop.
come drop like a father to be.
Yeah. But it's
That's
also
sick.
kind of like a double entendre because like when you're going into labor, the baby actually drops into your pelvis, like that's what they call it, like the baby drops down,
That's
but then
interesting.
also like drops out of you when you give birth. So whether he realized it or not, because I don't know if everyone knows about like the
The specific,
dropping,
yeah.
yeah, like the specific like medical thing, but like yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then he's saying, along with like what Drake was saying, he loves when they argue who's like the best MC. Is it K Dot? Who's that?
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. Aubrey is Drake or me. It's like where no one's really answering the question, but then he kind of goes on to, we the big three, like we started a league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali, which is kind of like him saying that he's like, I think I am the best out of us three
That
right
is what
now.
he's saying.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah, it's explicit. Do you know the big three? So
No.
Ice Cube created a professional basketball league where it's 3-on-3 instead of 5-on-5. And it's mostly like older, so it's retired NBA players that aren't in the NBA and like new and up and coming people. Anyway, it's a professional sports league. It's called the Big Three. And
Oh,
they're
I
like,
never.
so that's why he says, we the Big Three, like we started a league. It's a reference to that.
That's pretty cool. So when he goes, huh? Yeah,
Oh,
Muhammad Ali.
that's actually where
Oh,
we
we didn't get up
paused.
to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Muhammad Ali. Yeah, Muhammad Ali, the one that they call when they shit ain't connecting no more. Feel like I got a job in IT. Rhyming with me is the biggest mistake. The Spider-Man meme is me looking at Drake. It's like we recruited your homies to be demon deacons. We got them attending your wake. Hey, how the gang got away from the bars, man, and shit like a prison escape. Everybody steppers were fucking and everybody breakfast, and I'm about to clear out my plate. When I show up, it's motion picture blockbuster. The goat with the golden pen, the top toucher, the spot rusher. Spray this whole shit up, the crop duster. Not Russia, but apply pressure to your cranium. Codes automatic when aiming them. With the boy in the status of stadium. Nigga. Hey, I'm about to, yeah. I'm about to click out on this shit, I'm about to click, whoa. I'm about to click out on this shit, I'm about to click, whoa. I'm down to click out on you hoes and make a crime scene. I click the trigger on a stick like a high beam. And I would Benny Will whip when I was 19. She called my number, leave her hanging, she got dry clean. She got an Android, her messages is lime green. I search one name and end up seeing 20 teens. Nadine, Christine, Justine, Kathleen, Charlene, Pauline, Claudine. Man, I pack them in this phone like some sardines. And they send me naked pictures, it's the small things. You niggas still taking pictures on a golf stream. My youngest richer than you rappers and they all stream. I really hate that you been selling them some false dreams. Man, if your pub was up for sale, I buy the whole thing. Will they ever give me flowers? Well, of course not. They don't wanna have that talk cause it's a sore spot. They know the boy, the one that got a boycott. I told Jimmy Jam I use a Grammy as a doorstop. Girl, give me some hair because I need it. And if I fuck with you, then after I might eat it. What? Niggas talking about when this gon' be repeated. What the fuck, bro? I'm one away from Michael. Nigga, beat it. Nigga, beat it. What? 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 Beat it. Beat it. What? Don't even pay me back on none of the favors. I don't need it.
That's it. All right.
Those lyrics for Drake's verse were very wrong. I could just tell. I was listening and I was like, that's not what he said there. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting. So we stopped at J. Cole's
Yeah,
Muhammad
the one that
Ali.
they call when they shouldn't connecting.
So he was at after he said Muhammad Ali, and then it was here.
Yeah. So he goes, yeah, Muhammad Ali, the one that they call when they shit ain't connected no more. Feel like I got a job in IT.
I love that line.
So he's the one that they call when their shit's not connecting. He's talking about like their raps, like so he can help them like
A feature, yeah.
with like flow. Oh, okay.
Like they call him to be a feature because their songs by themselves
Like
aren't.
not connecting with the public anymore.
Yes, and then
Okay.
IT is like your connection.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
help you with your like internet connection.
Yeah.
Rhyming with me is the biggest mistake. The Spider-Man meme is me looking at Drake.
That's so funny. Do you know the Spider-Man meme?
So I've seen a million Spider-Man memes. I'm not sure which one he was talking about. This is the one that he means. So it's Spider-Man looking at Spider-Man. He's like, hey,
Who's the real one?
well, I mean, the real one knows he's the real one.
No, I
But
know, but
we
they're both
don't.
facing off exactly.
Yeah. So they're essentially saying that they're one of the same, they're equals.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they're both kind of in this song and they're in the other verses they're saying like, well, I'm the goat.
Yeah, they're taking
I'm
shots
the
at each
goat.
other. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny.
So it's like we recruited your homies to be demon deacons. We got them attending your wake.
So,
Hate how the game got away from the bars, man. This shit like a prison escape.
so the do you know the Demon Deacons Wake reference? Wake Forest, their name is the Demon Deacons.
Oh, that's like a sports team.
That's the college. That's their
Oh,
team name.
yeah.
You know.
I don't know
So
these things.
the it's like we recruited your homies to be Demon Deacons. We got them attending a wake. So Wake
Oh,
Forest Demon
okay.
Deacons.
That's good. I wouldn't have gotten that.
Yeah, it's sick. And Wake Forest, I believe, is that in Carolina? Let's see if there's a yeah, it's in North Carolina, which is where J. Cole always raps about. He's from.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, and then the next line you said, right?
yeah. Hate how the game got away from the bars, man. This shit like a prison escape.
That's awesome.
So the game got away from the bars, meaning like he's referring to his raps, but like what does that mean?
He's saying in hip hop, it's not about the bars anymore. Nobody cares about the
Oh, right.
rhymes.
Like things have gotten very different.
It's about the sound and all that, but it's like a prison escape because you're away from the
Yeah, you got
bars.
out of the cell.
Away from the yeah, it's sick.
Okay. Everybody steppers, well, fuck it. Then everybody breakfast, and I'm about to clear up my plate. When I show up, it's motion picture blockbuster. The goat with the golden pen, the top toucher, the spot rusher, spray this whole shit up, the crop duster. So, everybody steppers, like, what does that
I
mean?
don't know if that's like the big steppers. It's interesting
Or like if you're
because
like, you tell someone to like step,
to
like to
step into
leave, like
them.
everyone's like
Oh yeah, I'd write stepping
not
to
willing
them.
to stay.
No, I think people are stepping to them,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, and then he's saying, "Well,
Oh,
fuck it."
okay.
Then everybody's breakfast. If
So
you're
he's gonna
stepping to
eat them
me,
all.
yeah, and then clear up the plate, which is a cool bar.
So when he shows up, it's like a big movie, like
Hmm.
everyone's there excited to see him. He's got the golden pen. He is the goat.
Yeah, it says pin there. It's pen. We didn't make reference. There was a few other things that were wrong, but
Yeah.
the bar said boss up there, whatever.
So he's the goat. Again, he's got the golden pen because he's writing his rhymes. He's the top toucher, meaning he can touch the top. He's at the top. The
Hmm.
spot rusher, meaning he's rushing to the number one spot.
Hmm.
Sprayed his whole shit up. The crop duster. So like I don't know. What does that mean? Sprayed his whole shit up.
Shot it up, sprayed it up, and a crop duster literally sprays chemicals.
Sprayed what up though?
So he says the
Like
spot
made his rhymes
rusher
good?
sprayed his whole shit up. So he shot up everything.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Not Russia, but apply pressure. Does he say it like Prussia?
It sounded like he said Russia, but
I don't
apply
get it.
pressure. So he's just rhyming. So I think he's talking about, I think he's referencing the
Oh,
war in Ukraine, honestly. But
my lyrics just
not Russia, but
the
apply
page just like
pressure.
refreshed itself and I lost where I was.
It's the end of J. Cole's verse.
Okay. To your oh, not Russia, but apply pressure to your cranium. Cole's automatic when aiming them with the boy in the status a stadium dude. So he's not Russia, but he'll put a gun to your head, because I guess what he's referencing is like the Russian mob can be like crazy.
So I don't know if it's a reference to the Ukraine war. I don't know if
Maybe.
Russian mob, but I think he's doing a play on the word Russia and Russia. You know what I mean?
Got
Or
it.
Russia.
And then Cole's automatic when aiming them, meaning like he's gonna hit you with his gun, he's gonna shoot you.
Mhm.
Um,
The
yeah,
boy with this. So yeah, so that goes with the first person shooter, and then the boy in the status stadium. So he has status, and he's in the stadium. Stadium status. Kanye's had that line in his thing, but it's like performing at stadiums.
got it.
Yeah.
So now we go into Drake. He's like, hey, I'm about to, yeah. I'm about to click out on this shit. I'm about to click, whoa. And he repeats that. And he goes, I'm down to click down, you hoes, and make a crime scene. I click the trigger on the stick like a high beam. What does click out mean?
So I don't know if it's a reference of his scope, right? Like if
Oh,
you move like
okay.
one click, two click, or I don't know if he's referring to pulling the trigger as a click. I'm not sure if he's referencing the scope
Maybe.
or if he's referencing the trigger.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But basically he's gonna click down on you hoes and make a crime scene. So he's saying hoes, he's
you.
talking about anyone who's like trying to steal his spot from him.
Oh, what he says, I clicked the trigger on the stick like a high beam. So he is talking about the trigger when he's saying click. Because
Okay.
it's when you're like in the military, if you're looking through a scope, you have a spotter next to you, and they'll tell you like how to adjust your scope so you can hit with a sniper from long range, and they'll be
Okay.
like move 2 clicks this way. So I didn't know if that's what he was referencing, but he's referring to the pulling of the trigger as a click.
There we go. So he goes, man, I was Bentley wheel whipping when I was 19. She called my number, leave her hanging. She got dry cleaned. She got an Android. Her messages is lime green. Okay. So he was Bentley wheel whipping when he was 19. I don't remember when he first started rapping, but Drake had always had money because he was, whether you
Degrassi.
know it or not, he was one of the stars in the show Degrassi. He played a handicapped.
Wheelchair Jimmy.
Yeah, I never watched the show.
Me
I
either.
have no idea what it's about. I just know he was in a wheelchair. But yeah, he had money from that as well.
Yep,
Um, she called my number, leave her hanging. She got dry cleaned.
that's a cool line.
So he leaves her hanging, like you hang dry clean, but then also dry cleans, like kind of makes it seem like she got like,
Well, he left her hanging. He didn't answer her. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And then she has an Android, so he has an iPhone if her messages are lime green.
It's funny.
He says he searches one name and ends up seeing 20 things. Nadine, Christine, Justine, Kathleen, Charlene, Pauline, Nadine. Man, I pack them in this phone like some like some sardines. And they send me naked pictures. It's the small things.
It's funny.
So he's basically saying he's got millions of girls' numbers in his phones. Like he even just searches like those are just the Ian names.
So that's what I was gonna say. So I know this is a line, and it's not meant to be literal, but I'm like, what could you actually search that would pull up all these names? Is it the een?
Maybe he's not saying tings, he's saying Ian.
No, I think he does say ting,
Yeah, it's the
but
Eans.
it
These
must
are
be
just the
een.
Eans.
Yeah, it's funny.
And then
He packs
it's
them in the
funny that
phone.
he says they send him naked pictures. It's a small things. Cause I would assume that like the girls he's messing with, they're not sending him naked pictures of small things.
Yeah, that is funny.
Which is kind of funny.
And then yeah, the packs them in the phone like sardine. He has so many sardines are packed into a can, right? And then he has so many girls in his phone.
And then you guys still taking pictures on a Gulf Stream. What is that?
The Gulfstream is like those private jets.
Oh, okay.
So I think he's talking about like the people talking, that's like G5, Gulfstream, you
Yeah,
know what I
like
mean?
saying like he's so used to that life, he doesn't take pictures on it anymore.
It's not even like an
It's
occasion.
not even a thing.
It's not a memorable moment. It's so
It's like
regular.
getting in your car.
Yeah.
My youngins richer than you rappers and they all stream. So when he says youngins, he could mean his son or he could mean like the young rappers that he's helped, helped out, like anyone who he has like took under his wing, right?
Interesting. So I just clicked the annotation on Lyric Genius. They think he's talking about Kai.
Who is Kai and why?
He's a streamer. He's a famous streamer. I think he was the one that was just in New York City a few weeks ago doing like a PlayStation giveaway and like a riot broke out. But yeah, he's a Twitch streamer.
And like Drake like took him under his wing, I
I
suppose.
guess. So yeah, he says they're richer than you rappers and they all stream. So they're talking about streaming online.
Okay.
Mhm.
I really hate that you've been selling them some false streams. Man, if your pub was up for sale, I'd buy the whole thing.
It's awesome.
Who is this about?
Yeah, actually, I don't know.
The annotation is not English.
No, but the pub is the publishing. He's saying he has so much money he could buy the rights to all your music. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's not that expensive. It's not that much. Like you're selling people false dreams. I'll own your everything you worked for. You know what I mean? Everything you have, all your publishing.
So, will they ever give me flowers? Well, of course not. They don't want to have that talk because it's a sore spot. They know the boy, the one they got to boycott. So, will they ever give him flowers? Like, will they ever acknowledge? No, they don't want to do that because it's a sore spot. And they know that Drake's the one they have to boycott if they ever want to make it to the top.
Mm-hmm.
He told Jimmy Jam he uses the Grammy as a doorstop, which is funny. He's like, it's so insignificant to him that he'll just put it down on the floor as a doorstop.
I was wondering who Jimmy Jam was.
Yeah, I don't know who that is
It says
either.
Jimmy Jam is an American producer and actor who is also the father of Drake's ex-girlfriend, the
Interesting.
then 18-year-old Bella Harris, who split back in 2019.
All right. Girl gave me some head because I need it. And if I fuck with you, then after I might eat it. What? Dude's talking about when this gonna be repeated. What the fuck, bro? I'm one away from Michael. Dude, beat it. Dude, beat it. What? So,
Interesting. Well, you go ahead.
because he needed it. And he goes, if I fuck with you, then after I might eat it. So, like,
Likes her.
yeah. And then guys talking about when this gonna be repeated. What is gonna be repeated?
So I think they're talking about his run, like when is everybody going to be his. And then
Okay.
this is very interesting. So he says, "What the fuck, bro? I'm one away from Michael. Beat it." So it's a play on Michael Jackson's "Beat It," and I'm assuming it is for sales or number one records or something.
Yeah. Most number one songs on the Hot 100. He's one away from Michael Jackson with
Interesting.
Beat It. That's a really good line then.
That's very awesome.
And then he keeps repeating, Beat It, what? And then he goes, don't even pay me back on none them favors. I don't need it. So if he's ever done a favor for you, like, don't even bother because it's like, he doesn't need the
So
money. He
whether
doesn't need the favor back.
exactly because he's so good.
Yeah. And that's the whole song. So let's talk about the beat. The beat is awesome.
Yeah, who the hell did it? Let me look that
It's
up.
really good. I like this song a lot. I think it's definitely potential to be on the radio if it hasn't already hit the radio yet. And J. Cole and Drake both did amazing. And typically we always talk about who won. I think J. Cole might have won,
I do too.
right?
Yeah, I
Even though
love.
it's Drake's song, like I know I love Drake.
Yeah,
No bad feelings towards Drake, but I think J. Cole might have done a little bit better.
J. Cole is incredible. I think
Hmm.
he's so it's interesting because Drake is obviously like the biggest rapper in the world, like by far.
Yeah.
You know, even though in my opinion his last few albums have not been great, and he's not at the peak he was years ago, he's still the biggest artist, you know, most
Yeah.
selling. But J. Cole, I mean, they both reference it in the song. People are always like, who's the best out right now? Is it Jake? It's funny. Drake said, is it J. Cole or is it Drake? When J. Cole got on, he says, is it J. Cole Drake or is it Kendrick? So Drake left out Kendrick out of that convo, which is interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. I personally like J. Cole and Drake better than Kendrick.
Me too.
Yeah, I know. That's contra. I don't know. There's something about Kendrick, and I never like. I don't know. He's great. He's incredible.
When I think of the best right now, I don't think of Kendrick.
No.
But this was really great. They both killed it. Absolutely killed
Yeah,
it.
it's very good. So, and I like it. They're like playing with each other, saying like we're the
Yeah.
best. So it's produced by Coleman, Vinyls, Take Heath, Boy Wonder, F and Z, and OZ. So I only know Boy Wonder,
Me too.
and I've heard of Take Heath and Vinyls, but I don't know.
Yeah. I would say Drake's verses were funnier though.
It was.
I like how he always has like a little bit of like humor in
Yeah.
his raps.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
J. Cole had a little bit too, like talking about the Spider-Man meme and stuff. You know what I mean?
I guess with Drake sometimes it's a little more like silly, like he's going through all the girls on his phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what to call it. It's not like it's silly as in stupid. It's just like
Yeah.
funny, but also like kind of like funny in like a
Playful.
lighthearted, yeah, like
Yeah.
playful way. Love that. Like when we reacted to Slime You Out, like most of that song is like funny. Like a lot of it is funny. Like he's comical. Drake
Interest.
has jokes.
I clicked the annotation of where he talks about the list of all the girls' names, and that's where my mind went. They're saying it's an interpolating the iconic second verse of DMX's "What These Bitches Want," where he names there was Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, you know, where he names all
Yeah,
the
the whole
girls.
list of the
So it's a
girls.
little nod to that. It looks like,
Interesting.
yeah.
Because it's so funny. I don't know that song that well. So my first thought when I just hear a list of girls' names is Freak a Leak.
Oh yeah, which
It
is also a nod to DMX, I think. Freak a Leak.
is, yeah.
Yeah,
That
this
makes
was
sense.
98, I think, was DMX.
Yeah, it's a little bit before my time with rap.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
Freak a Leak though.
that's yeah, that was interesting. I would agree. I'd say J. Cole was better, but Drake was awesome too.
Yeah, that's a close, very close game.
And this is way better in my opinion. I liked Slime You Out. At first, when
Yeah.
the song started, I was like, what is this?
I was a little confused by it when it first started.
Yeah, then I was like, oh, this is pretty good now that we're breaking down the lyrics. But this, I think, is the beat's incredible. I like both of their verses, you know, so this is good. I wonder what the rest of the album's like. There's something like 20 something tracks on it, so
Yes.
but I would imagine this might be the biggest, you know what I mean? But who knows? He might have a solo song that's a big single. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yes.
But yeah, so definitely check out Carnivore Snacks, SeatGeek, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.
See you. Bye.
Bye.